Hi everyone, very good afternoon guys. So we are finally meeting but for an altogether different reason than what we had thought of. I had thought that today in the afternoon or the evening I would be meeting you for the recall session and with bittersweet memories and mixed emotions, but we are here with some mixed emotions but on an altogether different note, and our exam has been postponed. Nothing new for us because our exam has been postponed many a times. It has been preponed also. We are used to all of that. But at least if we would have been told a little in advance, we would have been still okay with it, I believe, because we've kind of adapted to the fact that our exams are meant to be preponed and postponed at any, at any date, but at least not 10 or 11 hours before the exam. So firstly, before I start this session, FMG students, I would want all of you to continue your studies the way you have been going on with them, the same timetable, same scheduling and everything. Because if today you're asking me on 23rd what will happen to an exam on 6th of July, I think you're asking too much in advance. Because ask the NEET PG students, they were told 10 hours in advance. How can you ask so much in advance then? Not valid. Na? Your answers will not get, your questions won't get answers so soon. So you will also have to wait. So yeah, so we are stuck in this prepone, postpone thing, and FMG students, no one can give you an answer about what is going to happen to your exams. So the best is that you continue to study and don't keep any little hope of postponement. Also, don't study with that in mind. Study with the original date in mind, and whatever has to happen will happen on fifth night. So that is something that you have to just take it as it is. Coming back to our NEET PG students, just in case anyone went off to sleep at 9 p.m. yesterday, a lot happened and you missed out. Like, I mean, you went through all the journey, but the real deal drama that you missed out on was when you were sleeping, and that is when suddenly at around 10 p.m. I got to know something had happened because my phone crashed not once but 4 times. And in today's date, with such advanced phones, if phones are crashing, then you can just imagine what must have happened to the phone and what must have happened on all the social media apps that I was unable to open any of those, because obviously no one was expecting and everyone thought it's a fake news that has come. So for those, I'll take a minute and I'll give you a brief outline of what all we went through at 10, from 10 to almost 2 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. And for everyone who was awake all throughout, this was the first notice that came, followed by the official Twitter notification, but still we were having trust issues. So we waited and we waited and we finally got the official notice on the NBE website which said that the exam has been postponed. But we still waited, and then there were some students, because they had traveled so far and like really far off from their places, not just in terms of distance but the amount of money also that they had spent was something that obviously was pinching everyone. So then some students decided that now that we've reached the center, then might as well not have any 1.1% of doubt on any notice on anything that is digital, and let us go to the exam hall. So today morning, a lot of students were posting this on my Telegram group, where they went to the examination hall and the center, that they could see that notice, and they finally saw that welcome NEET PG was somewhere lying on the ground and NEET PG postponement circular was put up. And that is when all our trust issues came to rest, and that is when we got to know that truly exam nahi hone wala. So a lot of students were worried that, ma'am, what if I don't go to the examination hall and 12 o'clock someone tells me section 3 or section 2 was very hard, what am I going to do then? And yesterday I also learned one more thing about ourselves. Whenever we are till date, I think I just wanted to show you this, because not just you guys, this is just how the remaining 1 to 2 years have been. There is no exam that I have seen students undertaking where I have not come up with preponement, postponement, strategy, planning. So everything has happened, and now it has become something like a quarterly ritual that one exam, be it NEET or FMG, is going to be postponed or preponed and then postponed again. So then this is what we have I have adapted to, but I was not adapted to the fact that it would happen so close to the exam. And then I learned something about all of us, that when we are shocked, we take action, but when we are traumatized, we start finding humor in that situation. And that is what, as I can see all the messages also, I have got innumerable messages on every social media platform, and I saw that it turned into a meme fest. It turned into a lot of humor, and not that anyone was taking it lightly. The humor did not come from the fact that it didn't matter to us. The humor came from the fact that we were shocked and traumatized beyond a limit where nothing was under our control, and then we could only find the humor in this dark story, and that is what I did. So this was my personal favorite. I mean, the way I felt bad for this girl, so she had like reached that last stage of her preparation where she told me, ma'am, अब नहीं cancel हो सकता ना, अब तो मैंने earrings भी उतार दिए थे. I mean, that is beyond, that is the last step. Beyond that, no one can be more prepared for an exam beyond this. And then there was a student who actually sent me a video also, that from his hotel he could see the center, and that is what he was seeing at 11 p.m. He was sitting hopelessly, helplessly, and seeing the center from the window and hoping that कोई एक बार बस मुझे entry दे दे, I should go inside, I should do the exam, and I should finish off this drama that is going on in my life, because these last 10 days have been so strenuous for all of you, and now you have to go through that entire this last phase of anxiety and panic one more time. So yeah, exactly, Varsha, this is mature defense, and we found this humor. And then I also had no, I mean, I also couldn't get sleep last night. So if you guys remember, I was with you on Telegram, on Instagram, and we were just finding the light moments in this, because all of us deep within were so disheartened that it's something like when your tears dry up, that is the kind of situation we were in. So FMG students again who are joining in, please वापस चले जाओ, close the session, get back to your studies. Don't keep expectations that anything will be told to you well in time and you will be prepared. You will get shockers in life. You will end up wasting a lot of money. Someone wasted 30k, 5k, 2k. I mean, I've got hotels of every budget as a list now with me, where every student has wasted a considerable amount of not just money, but also there were a lot of students working. They wasted their leaves. Their leaves also maybe were leave without pay. They wasted the time of traveling. Maybe there was a student who actually had to travel 18 hours, and that also a train that only used to function once in every 3 days. So much of planning that goes behind an exam, from the student's point of view and from the point of view of parents, I mean from family. It's not just NEET PG in our country is not about one person giving the exam. It's always like an entire family and a support system is giving an exam, and it's not just the future of that one candidate that depends on it, it's the future of that entire family also that somewhere depends on it. That's the kind of pressure that this exam actually holds. And I know we say that let's find the good in everything, and maybe there must be. I mean, if at all there is a news coming that the exam had some malpractice happening, or there was some story of it being leaked or whatever, then of course a part of it is good, that if all of this would have happened after the way it happened in NEET UG, it would have been all the more traumatizing. But this was something which was kind of expected. Even if you see the notices that were being put up in the morning, in the afternoon, they were kind of expecting that they were going to postpone it. So all that we were asking was a timely update, and not something that one night before the exam. So anyone who woke up to that news obviously woke up thinking that some prank had happened overnight, right? So now what expected date? Now all of you have done your maths, and you have done that, okay, 6th July being FMG, and then the CMS exam, and then the DNB exam. But right now all that I can say to you is, you and I and everyone else is equally unaware of what is going to happen. So now my only advice to you is two things. First, do not, there are some random fake notices going around that the exam will be on this date or that date. No one knows. See, if everyone would have been so knowledgeable and itna pata hota, then everyone would have known na, that the exam was also going to get postponed. No one knew about it. So then stop listening to all these fake notices. When the official social media handles and the official website puts up something, that is the only piece of information that you can actually trust, and nothing else. So right now we don't have any expected date. Avinash and others, I can totally understand. All of you are in tears, or probably the tears have dried up by now in these past 12 hours. But no one, and I don't want to give you any false hope or any fake date just so that you start studying keeping that date in mind, because practically right now no one knows the date. This is your assumption that ma'am all the Sundays are booked and no exam can happen, but then who told you that an exam has never happened apart from any Sunday? Is that something that is written anywhere that the exam has to happen only and only on a Sunday and under no special circumstances can it happen on a Saturday or a weekday? ऐसा कुछ कहीं black and white में नहीं written है that they cannot have the exam anywhere else. So currently there is no date. Now what do we do when we don't have a date in hand? So obviously this is a very hazy situation for the students, because as a human being I always study when I have a deadline. I mean, I know the exam is 1 month away and my productivity increases. Now I don't have any exam ahead of me, I don't have any date ahead of me. Exam to hai, date nahi hai. So now how do I study? So my first golden advice to all of you is, today do not study, because even if you open a textbook today and you plan to study, it's going to be an utter waste of time, because nothing is going to be permeable and your brain is going to have a good barrier around it, and trust me, nothing is going to go in your brain. So might as well take this as an opportunity to do whatever you were planning to do. What were your plans today after 12:30? What were you planning to do? Watch a web series, watch recall sessions. That I can't help you with because there are no recall sessions. Maybe you were planning to sleep, put up on your sleep. Maybe you were planning to just take a break, sit with your family, sit with your friends, party, enjoy, watch a movie, watch your web series. जो भी सोचा था ना, now just cut the exam out of that entire timetable and do the same thing today. And even if you want to take that up till tomorrow, I give you that time, today and tomorrow, right? Because I know that even if I give you that, oh, start doing short subjects or start doing this and that, it's going to be an utter waste, because none of you will be able to study. But all of you who were planning कि ma'am I had Shimla tickets, Kasol tickets, or Kasol jana tha, Goa tickets were booked, the Goa plan still seems jinxed, honestly. Like it's never been implemented. Unfortunately, it's not going to be implemented, because I'm assuming you were going to Goa for 5 to 7 days, and right now things are so open-ended and so uncertain. I don't want to send you to Goa and meanwhile the exam comes out in 15 or 20 days and then you will be running back. So 2 days ka break to banta hai. That is today and of course tomorrow. But after that, so now I'm giving you these 2 days. For the first time, I'm telling you to make a to-do list which has no academics in it. Now don't tell me after 48 hours that ma'am, oh, I wanted to do this, this and this and mera ye web series reh gaya. Binge watch whatever you can, how much ever you can, and in this time you have to finish off whatever you were planning to do, right? So this is the one thing. Second, don't worry about what we are planning for you. Of course, it has never happened that an exam is coming up and we just leave you open-ended and we don't have a session or we don't have quizzes. All of that will happen. But today is not the day to give you a timetable and a strategy. Today is not the day to tell you that, oh, let's have a 50-question quiz or let's have an academic YouTube session, because your mind is possibly somewhere else. Your mind is possibly in that Goa or Shimla trip to which you had to take a flight or a train or a road trip today. So it's better that you take this time off, and your mind needs it, because the last 10 days, because of an exam, you've been through so much of anxiety and panic. It's been an onerous task to finish this syllabus. Some of you finished and most of you did not, because there is nothing known as finishing the syllabus. But the mental pressure that you've been through is so immense that you need a break, otherwise you'll have a mental breakdown, and you need that time and you need to build up on that energy now, because I really don't know till how many days more you need to keep up with that energy. And obviously FMG students are like still here in hope that ek bar bas ma'am bol de that, you know, your exam is also postponed. I wish I had that inside news. I even doubt if the insiders have the inside news timely. So no one has that news, and I cannot. If I would have known so much of news, I would have told the NEET PG students also much before their postponement that, you know, don't travel, don't waste your money, don't waste your energy. But the point is that no one has that news. Now there are 2-3 things that the students have been asking as I have been reading, and I will, of course, the humor continues, which I think is an amazing thing. And please do continue with the humor, because that is the only thing that is probably keeping all of us sane at this point of time. Otherwise, if we start sitting and putting the philosophy and the seriousness into it, the seriousness that we have within, if we start putting that all into words, it will become so much of a tense situation that we'll be all the more clueless. So apna humor intact rakho, because sometimes that's the only thing that can sail you through the difficult times in life. So keep that, but then keep in mind that what are you supposed to do. So today being 23rd and tomorrow being 24th, I am wanting you to study nothing. How nice. Have I ever told you anything like this, that take these 2 days? Never in my timetable have you found that ma'am ne kaha 2 days of chill. So that is what I'm first time I've written like this. 2 days of chill is what I am telling you. Yeah, maze maze is what, as you said. So chill. Now your definition of chill I leave to you. Whatever you like, whatever you've been waiting to do the most, now you have to do that, and you have to do it with the same happiness and the same intensity that you would have done it with. Trust me, if exam would have happened, you wouldn't have been able to chill to that extent. I'll tell you why. Because exam happens, silly mistakes happen, then you go into that guilt, then you would have wanted a recall session, then that would have put you further into depression and guilt. So abhi you still have that okay, I've not attempted the exam, I have nothing to think over as such, no backlog, no hangover of the exam. So right now you do chill, and your definition of chill I leave to you. Just stay safe is my only advice. After that, starting 25th June, what I'll be doing, I will be obviously posting a timetable for all of you when you get all your sanity back, when the tragedy is gone, when all the denial to ja hi chuka hai, but when the final acceptance comes and you are back in that study mode. Because within 48 hours, we being medicos, 48 hours ke baad we get into that guilt. Why am I not studying? My exam is still not over. So abhi 2 दिन के लिए तो enjoy. Now once that guilt will come up, I will obviously be giving you a plan. And for those who want to know what are we going to be actually guiding you to do, so I would want all of you to start off with the shorter subjects. That is because in the initial part of having a break and coming back, it's always better that you pick up with subjects that can give you that pace. And if you can finish off 6 subjects quickly in 2-3 days, that will give you one good mental satisfaction that out of 19 you finished 6 subjects. And second, it will give you that pace that you will require once you've gone through that break. Okay, so this is okay. So we have someone who has birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday in advance, and birthday gift from the authorities to you. Special birthday gift for you. See, now you can celebrate, and I am also giving you day off tomorrow, so you have the time to celebrate tonight. You have the time to celebrate tomorrow, right? So yeah. Anyone who's going anywhere, जाओ, बिल्कुल जाओ. Trip करना है trip करो, but I'm giving you very limited short trip. Day trip opportunity I'm giving you. 24th night, 25th morning, you need to get back to your study station, wherever that is. ठीक है? FMG students, you guys, 6th July, I am no one to change this date. I would not even want it to change for you. इतना पढ़ लिया है तो अब 10 days और पढ़ के खत्म करो is what I would want. I would obviously want that you should have the exam on 6th of July and finish it off. Because now you're seeing what is happening with the NEET PG students now, and this puts in, you might feel that, oh wow, as a kid I have always wanted that. One night before I have always prayed to God. God has just heard your prayers a little late. In school you wanted your exam to get cancelled at 12 at midnight. You used to pray very hard. So God just heard your prayers many years and a decade late, and has done that to you today. So trust me, FMG students, after seeing what the NEET PG students are going through right now, don't pray for exam postponement. Ho jane do khatam. Trust me, it's always better on the other side than what you are going through right now. This is more traumatizing than the silly mistakes and the recall sessions that you see later on. There are 2-3 things that students have requested, and because this is very fresh, the team also needs at least a day to figure things out. Number one, I take that as advice regarding the plan extension that some of you are asking. And secondly, regarding any YouTube or any other sessions that all of you are putting up. So since, today right now, even the team was in the planning phase. It's been a shocker for everyone as much as for us as it has been for you. So this is something that in a day's or two's time, that is the time that we've given to you to chill is a time that we would require to plan a little bit, and then we will be able to give you something which is a little concrete, and then you can rely on that, right? So फिर से पढ़ना पड़ेगा. I mean, I feel very bad saying that to all of you, Tejas, but फिर से it is going to be पढ़ना पड़ेगा. You will have to do quizzes, you will have to go through that entire journey. The least that we can do is we can stand by you. I mean, it's easier said than done because it is you who ultimately has to mug up things and your brain is going to work through everything. The least that we can do is we can just stand with you alongside and probably see this entire journey along with you. And trust me, the way you have had those mixed emotions and emotional turmoil yesterday, all of us have had. I mean, the faculties also for the first 5 minutes were numb. We also thought it's a fake notice. We were also opening random websites to be able to check the authenticity of it. I mean, who on this planet expected something like this to happen at 10:30 p.m.? Not a single person. So it's been equally traumatizing, if not more or less, but I do understand that the further journey is going to be more difficult for you because it's ultimately you who has to go through. And yesterday and day before, I felt a few I met a few students and I felt I could feel that. I mean, I could feel those vibes, I could feel that anxiety of NEET PG students. And yesterday only in the evening I was somewhere and I met a few NEET PG students and their faces were changing colors. I could see that blue, white, yellow happening because they were like, ma'am, ab kya karna hai? Kal exam hai, and what are we supposed to do? And I was in a way happy that at least tomorrow the exam will happen and they will get over this mental pressure that is currently hanging on their head. But by the time I reached home, the entire story had changed. So definitely not good, definitely not something which is good for everything, be it emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, professionally. I mean, there is no domain. Today, the cliche statement of let's find the good in anything that goes bad, I don't want to say that. The only good probably is exam agar leak hua hai, so then that post, the way it's happened with NEET UG, that post story doesn't happen for all of you. But other than that, I don't see any good in this that is happening. So obviously there is nothing good. Everything doesn't happen where you have to find the good in it, because in this there is no good. The only thing that I can say to you is take it as a play of destiny, and because blaming the authorities is not going to get you anything, they will behave the way they have to. They have been behaving the way they have to. So saying anything to them, be it good, bad or foul words, is actually not going to make any difference, right? So we do not have to blame anyone for it. We have to consider it as a play of destiny, and probably a story that you will be telling your juniors and people in your life many months and years later, when you will be on the other side taking up your residency. And then one day in your residency first year, you will be sitting, second year you will be telling your juniors that, oh, do you know which batch I gave my NEET PG in? That batch where the only time exam got cancelled within 12 hours, I was sitting at my center, I could see the center from my hotel window. The next morning I thought I would be in the exam, but I was eating a buffet breakfast. The people whom I'm feeling bad for was one student who said कि मैम जहाँ पे मेरा सेंटर है वहाँ पे कुछ घूमने को भी नहीं है. दैट इज़ द स्टूडेंट दैट आई फेल्ट ट्रूली वेरी सैड फॉर. दैट पुअर guy, he went all the way, traveled, spent money. I mean, the least that could have happened was he could have roamed around, seen what was there, had good food, at least made him feel better in some way. But poor fellow could not even take that advantage, and all his money went down the drain, got burnt. So a lot of factors. It's not just going to be, exam getting postponed is just a very easy notice to put up. It's very easy to say that we regret the inconvenience caused, because the inconvenience is not just a date that has changed. The inconvenience is on a lot of parameters for the students, for their families, for the teachers. I mean, I also had to go and roam somewhere after your exams. So that also remains, stands cancelled now. So everyone's plans have been cancelled. You would not know, but your faculties also have a timeline which kind of revolves and goes around as your timeline. So we also have, if we have to plan something in life, we also have a June 23rd and a July 6th, and then we know that, okay, this is when it can be planned and this is when it cannot be planned. So then when these postponements comes, it's not just your Goa trip that has been cancelled, it is everyone's timetable that gets distorted in every way. But then that is life. Like, you are going to take it with a pinch of salt, we would also do that. Obviously, without a doubt, the pressure is more on you because you are the ones going through it firsthand. We are the ones who are behind you and going through it secondhand, I would say. But you are the ones who are actually going to go through that with being the first point of contact with this entire notice. So my heart goes out to you, to your families, to your parents who were thinking that, oh, today when my son or daughter comes back from the exam, we'll be able to spend some quality time with them. Or maybe in another 2 weeks, once their exam is done, we will have something to tell that, this is the way our kid has performed. Or, they were also wanting that journey to move forward. Some of you have been sitting at home since 6 months, 8 months. Some of you have been working and had, yesterday I met a student who had taken a special 10-day leave without pay from JR ship just to appear for this exam. And now, who's gonna give him another leave when the real exam comes up? A lot of factors. I mean, it's inconvenience caused is just easy to write. It's one sentence. The inconvenience that has been caused at so many levels to so many lives is different. But as they say, if the authority has done something, there is a reason behind it, which probably we do not know, which could be that reason that could be in our benefit. We just give it that benefit of doubt that whatever that reason was because of which it has been postponed had something that they have done it for the good. Let's assume it, let's give them the benefit of doubt, and let's proceed forward with our lives, right? So proceeding forward with the life says that now, today and tomorrow, don't waste your time further in asking anyone, आगे कैसे पढ़ना है? आगे अभी नहीं पढ़ना. Today and tomorrow have the best 2 days. I mean, they should be full of so much of whatever you wanted to do as a medico. Everyone has that, once I'll be free from the exams, and I have that till date. Once all the work and the pressure and the studies and everything will be free, this is what I want to do for these 2 days. It could just be covering up on sleep, as simple as that. But all of us have that one thing that we want to do. So I'm giving you that time in life this time to do that one thing, whether it is just sitting in your room and not doing anything. That also counts in this. That's one of the best thing. Introverts would love to do that. So wo karo. Do that. It's like replenishing your soul, which you need the most right now. Nahi, don't watch LRR. Kuch mat dekho. Abhi 2 days, please don't study, because after that, from 25th, I will give you so many quizzes, so many LRR, so many timetables, and so much to do. Then that time, don't tell me, ma'am, I couldn't cover up on my sleep, or I wanted to go out and watch a movie, or I wanted to just go out and chill, breath of fresh air, or I wanted to watch the new web series that have come. तो वो सब फिर मत कहना, ठीक है? Right? And yes, FMG students, first advice and last advice, run away from this session. This session is not for you. Your exam is on 6th of July for all practical purposes, unless, caution, unless 5th of July. One more thing, before I end the session and I take up any other queries that you have, I as a faculty also learned something. I have always been a person who has never told anyone that exam aa raha hai, so detach yourself from social media, become isolated, or don't talk to anyone on this planet. I always say do everything in moderation. I mean, even if you want to use social media 1 hour or 30 minutes in a day, it's okay. Maybe it gives you that stress buster, that is fine. But I also always used to say, one night before the exam, two things I always used to say: take a good night's sleep and stay away from social media, like at least 24 hours away from the exam. But yesterday I realized that cannot be done going forward. One night before the exam, at least once, do check your social media. And one night before the exam, don't switch off your phone or don't go into that isolated Zen mode, because you never know that next morning when you reach the exam hall, there is no exam. So one night before the exam, going forward, take home messages, एक बार अपना फोन चेक कर लेना. If your phone crashes, that means that the exam has been postponed. Yeah. Okay, any other doubts that we have? It's time for your doubts, if at all. No one's asking me for PDF today. What a different session. No PDFs being asked today. Ma'am, when will you post the PDF? Okay. I'll imperfectly perfect wish. I've read your message. I will put it up to the team. I think pathology, INI-LRR is anyway a part of FMG, but I will, sorry, micro is already a part. I will put up your request for the other subjects also. Expected date of exam, नहीं है मेरे पास. दो चीजें नहीं है. Two questions. Ma'am, can you do a recall session right now? I so dearly wish that I could do a recall session right now, but I don't have the exam, and neither have I got that so-called screenshots that I saw, the 10K leak of the exams. I don't know whether it's true, it's false, what is it? Neither I want to spend 10K to just give you that exam and give you that recall. No, I'm not interested. When the real exam happens, we will definitely go in for the recall also. Okay, so what else? New exam date I don't have, and PDF you don't want. I can give you the PDF today. No one wants it, but yes, I can only give you advice. That's the only thing. I can support you, I can advise you. These are the only two things that I have to offer for today, because sympathy I have for all of you. Maybe I cannot even show as much as I feel, but it's genuinely, I mean, as I said, all that humor is coming out from that extreme dissatisfaction, disbelief, and denial in the system. But a lot of things that you cannot vocalize and you cannot say it out, so then you convert it into memes and you convert it into that a good, jolly message, and that's about it. Otherwise, yeah. Plan two things I've already told you. Give us 2 days time, and these two things I will let you know regarding plan extension, regarding YouTube sessions. ठीक है, थोड़ा वेकेशन पे चले जाओ, खुशी नाउ. अभी FMG का भी एग्जाम हो जाने दो, ठीक है. अभी दिस इज नाउ, आई डोंट वांट टू टेक दैट रिस्क. व्हाट इफ आई एम समवेयर एंड देन यू से मैम हमारा एग्जाम कल है, हमें क्विज दे दो. No point. No one will be able to enjoy their vacation, neither you nor me. So it's better that yeah. Scavengers asking, how was it visiting VMMC after a very long time? Oh, it was really nice. I mean, visiting your parent college is always good, but this time things were a little different, because I was, of course, 14 years I've spent of my 13 to 14 years I've spent of my life over there. Nostalgia unlimited, but this time I was on the other side, so I was feeling old, and other side in a very different way, because this time I decided that I had some work to do. I went to the library, so this time I did not meet my friends, but I met a lot of students who were studying over there for this today's exam, which did not happen. But yeah, it was a really good feeling to go, and to go as the being on the other side. But as I posted it on Instagram also, it wasn't fun to study. I mean, the fun was always that, you have an exam and you leave your books inside the library and you're standing out with friends, wasting time over a cup of tea or coffee for 1 hour, but your books are somewhere inside the library on the table, because you know you have an exam tomorrow. That was the real fun of studying. You might not realize it today. You will realize it when you come to the other side, as I did. And when I was studying, because there was no exam pressure, I was just studying for something else. I was actually studying for the updates of your videos, and there was no pressure at all. So it wasn't, and I was like, I was not wasting any time. But the real fun was to actually leave your books for 2 to 3 hours and then just stand outside talking about nonsense and making timetables with your friends but not following them. That's the real fun of it. So trust me, what you crib about today is what you will miss the most in the coming few years, when you will be on the other side as a resident, when you will be doing 24-hour, 36-hour duties, night shifts, not getting sleep, and then you'll realize that time was so nice. All that I had to do in life was study 19 subjects at one place on one chair and table all day long with no other pressure. That is when you will actually go back in retrospect and feel wo hi time acha tha. That is how we always say, right? If anyone has leaked paper, please share. That's what Ashna is saying. छोड़ दो. Anyone wants to share also? 24th के बाद 24th तक on your WhatsApp put a DND. No one should disturb you, because you are in your own sweet world and you want, this is your me time. If you don't utilize this me time, you will not be able to bounce back following 25th. So this is to replenish your soul, to get your mental health back on track. Do not ask anyone for the date, because trust me, no one knows anything. They are circulating fake notices. So stop asking that question and making your life further hell, because it already is. Okay. What to do from the image bank which are not in RR? So Dr. G, I have already told you that includes 3-4 chapters. That is going to be breast pathology, it is going to be skin pathology, it is going to be female genital tract ka pap smear, and it is going to be blood banking. These are the topics, if you, because they are not there in the rapid revision videos, they are in the image section. So for pathology, you can refer, and they are very quick. All together, they must be for 1.5 hours. So you can wrap up all of these from the image section, right? Now this is done. What about FMG? Same question coming again. I've written the big D date for FMG on the top. It's not changing. Don't come with that hope that I'm going to give you a new date. No, I'm not. FMG जैसे पढ़ रहे थे वैसे पढ़ते रहो. If you want a postponement, pray for it. Maybe God and will listen to you. But if you ask me for honest advice, study well for these last few days. Get over with it. It's not a good feeling to have another timetable in hand. Trust me. Okay, so next exam date, no idea, no one knows. I think this is done. Okay, a recent review book of Path. It doesn't have autophagy. No, the main videos have autophagy. Dr. Shobi, main videos, I mean, there cannot be recording of main videos without. Maybe the rapid revision doesn't have the mechanisms of autophagy, but definitely the main videos have autophagy. Please get back to cell injury chapter, you will find them. Will rank inflation happen too much too soon, Abhishek? We don't have any idea about what is going to happen. All of that can only be predicted with the exam being conducted first, and then we'll know depending on what pattern and what level of the exam came, and then we can have something as a prediction. Right now it's very open-ended. Okay, FMG, one more question, same answer, no change in, don't try to get it out of my mouth that, oh, your exam will be postponed, because there is nothing like that happening. And you will, don't worry, the authorities have been pretty neutral. Everyone gets their limelight. The NEET PG students get their limelight today. You will get your limelight in some other way, right? So don't worry. They will give everyone the chance to cry. So uh, just wait for your time when it has to come. FMGs were also waiting for a NEET PG recall. I had only told the FMG students that NEET PG ka recall to pakka dekh ke jana, because it's the recent exam and you have to. But now you will be the recall that the NEET PG students will be watching. Life changes. This is life. Now its tables have turned. Now your recall, the FMGs, the NEET PG students will be watching. Big Boss dekh lo. देख लो यार, I don't like who all has come in this time's Big Boss. I was going through it yesterday. So yeah, not good unless they make it a little better in terms of content, but not good. Okay, Path Micro Punch, nahi, abhi Lakshmi, nothing new starting. As I said, in these 12 hours, other than stopping everyone from crying, I have not gotten any other time to do anything else. All that I have done in 12 hours is don't worry, don't cry, relax, breathe, let it pass, get back home, travel back home, tell your family, tell your parents that all this has happened, give them the entire timeline, keep them in the loop. They were also waiting as eagerly. So in that duration, I have not got time to think. Okay, that is why I said, okay, 2 days are for you to me time, for your me time, and 2 days are for us to, today and tomorrow is for us to actually make a plan for how we can get you guys back on track after this. But something of course will be planned. LRR jo abhi hai Pratik on the app, that's not going anywhere, that is there. But for these two things, of course, another day is what is required. Okay. I think, chalo, now Kota Factory dekh lo, bilkul. Now I think all of you are, I can see, gather from the messages that you are feeling a little better, and at least you are not asking me about the date, and you are now asking me about, ma'am, acha kaun sa web series dekhe. So if I've managed to get you from asking about the exam date in 30 minutes, I've gotten you till asking about which web series to watch, I think you have done a good thing. Shrutika, yes, Shrutika says, oh, you guys have been so engrossed, you've not watched Lapata Ladies. You must. I watched it. Okay, so in case you were busy studying and you did not, I also watched it in like 20 minutes ka time slots on multiple days. Today you've got the time, watch it in one go. Okay, watch everything in one go that you wanted to, binge watch things, right? Okay, so now at least as long as you guys have gotten to discussing web series, I think we are on the right track mentally. Our mental state is on the right track, so you have to keep that intact. Now don't get back to no message I want to see, अरे उसने मुझे notice भेजा exam is on 14th, exam is on 13th. No, ठीक है. So now you are just going to move forward from this 2 days of me time, out of which half your day is over also. You are left with 1.5 day. Make the most of it, and 25th we will get back with the timetable, your quizzes and every other query that you have. ठीक है. Chalo, rest, this link is open for any doubts, not for discussion of web series, but the link is open in the comments if you want to discuss or put any feedback. Of course, that is going to be there. Okay, everyone, Dr. Saddam is saying reading and forgetting vicious cycle for everyone. The only one way, this is a loop, it's you read, you forget. And volatile subjects like micro, biochem, pharma, anat, don't expect you'll read and you'll remember for 1 month. No one can do that. No one has that superpower and super brain. It's read, forget. And it's just that you keep revising. Whenever you forget, rather than sitting and crying over it, you open your notes, you revise it. Then you forget again, whatever topic, you open your notes, you revise again. You take it with that pinch of salt that ye pada hai, and within the next 7 days, I will forget it, but I don't have to get disheartened or demotivated. That is how you actually study. ठीक है? Yes, sink in तो हो गया. 12 hours and this session has at least gotten us to the point of acceptance. Now we just need to enjoy, and then we need to get back to our studies like we always have. And even if you don't enjoy, there's nothing that is going to change in anyone else's life but only yours. So might as well enjoy this time, because you hardly get 2 days in life to sit, sleep, watch movies, relax. Please ye karo, and then we will go forward. For the FMG students, my only advice, 10 to 12 hours of study should not go below that. 10 hours से नीचे नहीं हो सकता. 6 to 8 पढ़ रहे हो तो level up. 2 things, 10 to 12 hours of study depending on अपनी श्रद्धा, as they say. After that, at least 150 MCQs per day. This is what you need to be doing at least in the last 10 days for your exam. I am not talking about postponement. 6 July is your exam, and there is no two doubts about it unless things change. That I cannot predict. Okay, so yeah, these two things I will let you know, and regarding every other feedback that we have taken right now from all of you, within the next 48 hours you will get updates on all of those. Okay, नहीं अभी कुछ 2 दिन कुछ भी नया नहीं देखना. See, within 2 days maybe we will also get a clarity about the date, you know. Then like Entamiba is asking कि मैम should I read new things, तो अभी you don't know ना कि exam is in 1 month or 2 weeks or 21 days. If the exam is, let's assume, don't take it as a thing, but let's assume the exam is in 21 days, just as an assumption. Then again, you are in that loop of 19 subjects, 20 days. Can you read new content? No, you will get one day per subject. You will have to revise and go. So you really cannot say that right now I get into the loop of doing new things just because I've gotten more time. You will be अच्छा sound करेगा, and by tomorrow you will be back to how should I revise what I had kept as our primary target. So we still go to the same sources, we go to the same Q bank, we go to the same timetable, but after 48 hours. Okay. Done. I think some questions did go. Yes, for many of you it's going to be tough. There are students saying that, ma'am, I remember it also, just that looking at those notes again and again, it's causing an aversion. Precisely why I'm giving you a break. Otherwise, I would have gotten you guys to study from today, and I would have told you I'll post a quiz today at 9 p.m. The reason that I'm saying is that you are having that aversion because you've seen in the same environment and surroundings, you've seen those notes and those images for n number of times, seen them, forgotten them, re-seen them, and so many things. So anyone would get sick and tired of the same environment, the same things that you keep reading, and precisely why I've given you that break. Guilt-free break is what you need to take, and you need to stop worrying about what more or less am I going to study. All those worries come back in your life on 25th morning, nothing before that. Okay. Lakshmi, you have to do both for any exam. Neither is it theory nor is it MCQ only. It's a combination of both, and you will have to carry on both till the very last day. Till the last day, you cannot do that, oh, I'll only do PYQs or I'll only do my notes. It's always a combination, and you see, only one thing has changed, and that's the date of the exam. Nothing else in terms of your strategy, your notes, your MCQs, your Q bank, any advice that I used to give you earlier, all of that remains the same where it was. Nothing has changed. One thing has changed, a date which we don't have in hand. So we'll leave it at that. Take care. All of you, go forward. Stop thinking about whatever bad has happened in the last, bad, good, ugly, best, I don't know, but whatever has happened in the last 12 hours, try to just get over that for just the next 1.5 day, because after that you are going to come into that loop of negativity once again. So it's better that if someone's given you time, then make the most of it so that you don't have any regret later on, right? Thank you so much. I'll take leave. And of course, I will be meeting you again. Timetable, everything, so much to do, but with a proper plan rather than just giving you offhand advice, but with a better plan in hand. Till then, you don't have to worry about it. You need to relax. And I will meet you very, very soon with a more structured and everything in a more better fashion, right? Thank you so much for joining in and sharing your trauma and your grief with me and vice versa. So the feelings are mutual, those mixed emotions more towards the sad aspect, everything is mutual. I am personally feeling very sorry for not just the time and the energy wasted, but also the money that has gone into this for a lot of students in their travel and stay. As someone who might not be working or may be working and not have gotten their internship stipend, or so many factors. I mean, at this point of time, money going out of your hand is the last thing that you want with an exam on your head. So on every factor, the only thing that I can say is that I feel very sad for you, but I mean, that is life. It's full of ups and downs, and it shall always continue to be even after this exam. In different domains, you will have more of lows than the highs. So the point is that when there are lows, don't get depressed, and when there are highs, don't get overconfident. Maintaining that neutrality in life is very, very important. Celebrate the good, and okay, be a little disheartened for the bad, but don't take it to extremes. That is my only advice to you. Okay, thank you so much for joining in. Go relax, close your eyes, think of what you're going to do, make a to-do list which is non-academic, and make sure that this to-do list is not like your academic list. Make sure that whatever you write for the next 1.5 day, you have ticked each and every point out of it. So the 25th morning, like for timetables, you have backlog, but for this to-do list, you should not have any backlog. Okay? Right. For the FMG students, once again, stop listening to this session. If you have been, go and study, because your exam happens the way it has to, till further notice. Thank you so much for joining in, guys.